All right. Hey guys, good to see you. I'm glad to see a lot of people coming into the room right now. Jeff Kardec is here. Hey guys, hey Mecca, hey Aya. Good to see you all in. So just to give a high level overview on how the flow of this is going to go. So first we'll just pop out some updates and we'll get right to the giveaway. And then we'll hop into the AMA session that you guys posted the questions for in the chat there. So this is the first time trying a Zoom webinar. Feels a little bit different than normal, but it's cool to be able to see the chats coming in on the right-hand side. That's nice. Let me see, Q&A. Cool, nice. All right, I like this flow. All right, so first off, let's just start off with what's happened in the last little bit here. So we had the 333,000 bonus staking reward was just sent out last night by Adam. So if you had been staking in the TrustSwap staking portal, you are receiving a proportionate amount of those bonus awards sent directly to your ERC20 wallet. No need to claim, no need to do anything. It's just sitting in your wallet. Do what you want with it. We're actually implementing new features to the staking portal as per your requests. One of them being add to stake. So you'll be able to add those to your current existing stake, and then also withdraw only rewards. So whatever rewards you've been getting, you'll just be able to withdraw that. And on the note of staking rewards, what we're going to be doing is rather than in the future, we just gave this 333,000 bonus. Obviously, that's not the bread and butter of the TrustSwap service. The staking portal is meant to be so that the fees on the platform, whether it's through escrow, through crypto subscriptions, through token locks, whatever, we allocate 80% of the fees when paid in swap to the stakers, and that is where the fees are supposed to be coming from. Obviously we are not in inflationary currency, so just be able to give rewards all the time is not sustainable. The sustainability of the network comes from people using our software and our technology, and that's where the staking rewards are coming from. That said, obviously, we're very, very, very new. This whole project started up 3-4 months ago, if that. So that's why we have these bonuses, because we want to reward the people who are staking early with just a little bonus. This won't last forever, but we do want to incentivize these early participants in the network. And so the next phase, rather than doing 1 month airdrops, at a monthly interval, we're going to be doing 10,000 swap daily sent directly to the staking rewards pool. And so what that means is you'll actually be able to see the counter of the staking rewards go up. You'll be able to see your rewards going up as well. So that's really good, because I think a lot of people were confused as when they were checking the dashboard, they said there hasn't been any rewards in 3 days or 4 days. For sure, we're still ramping up our services. We're in talks with some very large players in the escrow space that are looking to do millions of dollars of daily volume. Not one of them, but another one being Mandala Exchange. So Mandala Exchange, if you guys don't know this, they are the first private enterprise exchange to use Binance Cloud, meaning leveraging Binance's liquidity. And we are going to be their exclusive OTC desk. So if you want to make a trade of, let's say, $10 million worth of Bitcoin, well, how do you do that? You don't want to just dump it on the market and you don't want to put a limit order. These isn't very economically viable. You want to do an OTC trade, and you generally don't want to do it with the exchanges having custody of this, as we just saw with OKX. They just shut down their withdrawals because one of their private key holders got subpoenaed or something like this. Long story short, trusting a centralized exchange with amounts of money ranging to $10 million is just not viable. And a lot of these OTC trades done in the real world are done with people flying to certain locations and meeting up, and it's an event. So what TrustSwap is doing is facilitating the movement of these millions of dollars of transactions on a daily basis. And we're plugging in not only to exchanges like Mandala and then white labeling those across all the exchanges, but also proliferating that across all the OTC desks as well. And that's on our roadmap right now, is tapping into all of these OTC desks and providing our services, and then they can white label it. So let's say we take 0.5%, we can say, hey guys, but you can charge 0.7 or 1% and take the difference. So you guys are making profit. TrustSwap is happy. The stakers are happy. Everybody's winning, including your customers, because 1% or 0.75% is still 2% lower than what they were paying before. Right on. Someone says, gotta love these comments. So I haven't figured out how to moderate the chat in here yet. So obviously we're going to see some ridiculous stuff. Someone says Mandala is a scam. The thing hasn't even launched yet, my man. So let's keep that in perspective. The team is very transparent. And I don't think Binance partners with just about anyone. So anyways, I'll stop addressing the FUD in the chats. I think people handled that already pretty well. So yeah, we went over the staking additions. And obviously let's just kind of backtrack onto where we are right now. So on TrustSwap software, like what's happening? I think a lot of people are really focusing on the Launchpad and the staking rewards. I think people need to start focusing on the software that we've built out so far. So we have team token locks, we have investor token locks, we have multiple recurring payments. So multiple recurring payments is actually what we'll be using to do these daily rewards. We're just taking that 300,000 swap chunk. Every day, the smart contract sends out 10,000 to the rewards pool. So it's our software actually in use because there wasn't really anything else to use. So this is super exciting. We have liquidity locks. So you can already actually do liquidity locks if you do token locks, but you'll just have to be paying a fee. So what we're implementing is free liquidity locks, and we'll have that implementation on the website very, very soon. So that's exciting. And obviously, we're doing the free liquidity locks, the hatched out scenario. We don't need to go over that too much more, but we realized that there was faults in our messaging, or we could have had a clearer message in our branding. And so we want to make it up to the community and offer these free liquidity locks. Single and to annotation, I know some people are like, well, does that mean everything is free? No, liquidity locks are the only software that will be free. Everything else is paid. We have single event payments, multiple recurring payments, escrow services, and peer-to-peer swaps. And then obviously in construction as well is the subscription services, which is just an unbelievably monstrous sector. And then for escrow, we already have that live, but we are currently building and anticipate to be launching very soon the vesting period. So it's not only a swap, but you can put in, say, okay, listen, I want to swap, but I only want to release this 20% over X period of time. So of course, you can build the tech, but if you build it and they will come, that's a lie, that's a meme, it's not real. So we are actively going out and trying to get this software into the hands of a lot of different large players. And we've also rolled out our bounty program, meaning that if you get anyone using this software, congratulations to you, because you're going to earn a bunch of swap in return. So you can just check out TrustSwap bounty. I think if you just Google that, there should be a Medium article that appears, and you can check that out. In other news, we're also building a mobile application. So you'll be able to use the TrustSwap smart contract services directly on your mobile phones. This is going to be built out for Android. And this app is also being built because we have a very large integration coming. This is a company worth north of $100 billion. And so we're really excited for this, not just for the mobile app, but for this integration as well. In terms of PR news, we've already been on Business Insider, Cointelegraph, Yahoo Finance. The guys at Giants Digital are absolutely crushing it. We have Forbes, Hacker Noon, and Zero Hedge, and a ton more coming up in the near-term future. So really great things on the horizon in terms of PR for TrustSwap. I think we have weathered the FUD storm now and we've rebuilt a foundation on, okay, here's who we are, here's our branding, here's our messaging, here's what we do, here's what we don't do, and now we can really start to grow. I think a big thing that a lot of people have been concerned about is the price of the token, and that's just the nature of crypto. A new project launches, has high ambitions. A lot of people who are in for the short term, they get in, they're trying to make these big swing trades, and then something happens inevitably. It's all, or just the hype dies down and the correction inevitably comes. And so I'm actually really pleased with where we're currently sitting right now for a project that's 3 months old. And I think this is a really good place for us to start building foundations. And this is exciting for me because the people who are in right now on TrustSwap, these are the people that see the long-term vision and the absolute scale of what we're building here, tapping into multiple multi-billion-dollar industries. This isn't just us doing team token locks, that, like, on an economic standpoint, that's actually not going to be giving that much rewards to the TrustSwap network. That's more of like a branding play and brand recognition. When we talk about subscriptions, we talk about escrow, man, these are multi-billion-dollar sectors. I'm incredibly excited for these. So moving on from that, someone says 100 billion. I thought it was 300 billion. It is over 300 billion. I was just downplaying it a little bit this time. So we have the Launchpad. Obviously, people are excited about that. We had Mobi that went super successfully. That will be launching on exchanges shortly. I think I saw some leaks on the Mobi channel in regards to an AMA somewhere. So you guys can check where they'll be launching potentially. I don't know what I'm allowed to say in regards to that, but it seems pretty out in the open right now. Obviously, we have Aubit that's coming up on the 20th, which is 4 days away. And we're going to be having an AMA with the CEO and founder of Aubit in exactly 24 hours from now. So there's a channel in Discord, the Aubit AMA, I believe is what it's named as. So you guys can leave your questions in there. That one won't be live streamed. That one will be pre-recorded, and I'll edit it up and I'll shoot it out. Hopefully it'll be out within 36 hours from now or so. So that's super exciting. If you guys haven't checked out Aubit, man, this is literally the most impressive team to enter crypto that I've seen in a long time. Goldman Sachs, Fidelity, HSBC, Credit Suisse, JP Morgan, Cisco, Google, Verizon, Vodafone, Shell, Walmart, GE, Carlsberg. This is insane, guys. This is a crazy project. And we have merged together two different Launchpad styles, one using the Dash, which is a little bit of first come, first serve, with a minimum Dash requirement of 2,000 Dash score. And the second one is being the golden tickets, the NFT system, where you have 25 tickets that can be bought, sold, traded on the open market. And those are guaranteed entry as long as your country is able to participate in the token sale. We anticipated, well, not anticipated, we hoped to be able to have the full ticket system, the full ticket lottery ready for Aubit. Unfortunately, dev work takes time, and we wanted to make sure that everything was fully tested, fully tried and true. I'm not going to have any errors on launch. So we're going to be taking a little bit longer with that to build it out, to test it. I can't promise that it'll be out for the next Launchpad project either. We may again do this hybrid model, but for anyone who's not familiar, essentially what the idea will be is based on how much you're staking, that's how many entry tickets you get into the lottery. And then if your ticket is pulled or multiple of your tickets are pulled, well, you get multiple entries into that Launchpad project. Obviously only one entry per person, so you can sell your golden tickets, your winning tickets off to people, which obviously have a decent amount of value behind them. So that's incredibly exciting, I think, and gives, in what is my opinion, maybe one of the better incentives to be staking right now on TrustSwap, and why I think as we continue to get really high quality projects flowing through the Launchpad, that 50 million cap, you can only have 50 million swaps staked in the staking portal, it's going to become a very prized possession to be able to stake, which I'm excited about. So everyone who's staking now, you guys are in a great position. And we're going to keep spitting through really high quality projects and not waver off of that. Yeah, we're not going to start putting through just normal stuff so that we can hit a bounty or a quota on a monthly basis. Just going to check in real quick on the... Cool. So is Aubit going to be an ERC20 token? Yes. And it will be available on Uniswap. Yeah, and so everyone's saying Cisco. So you guys can check the Aubit post. Again, if you just Google Aubit and TrustSwap on Google, really, then you'll be able to find the post that kind of lays out what the team from Aubit is. Someone says, we have a fourth Launchpad project lining up anytime soon. We have a line of about 20. And we're being very, very, very selective in what we're allowing on. We want all these projects to be hyper successful. We really believe that we need to be able to keep the momentum going, successful project after successful project. So we're incredibly selective, and we'd rather launch one project a month or even one project every 2 months than launch 4 or 2 projects in 1 month that aren't going to perform. So of course, a project going on the TrustSwap Launchpad doesn't mean that we're endorsing it as a sound investment or saying that you should invest in this pre-sale. That's not what we're saying at all. It's just saying that it's past our initial vetting, and now it's up to you guys to do your own vetting, your own research to see if it's something you want to participate in. So right on. Okay. So I guess now we're going to announce the NFT ticket winner. We had a design contest to build the NFT ticket. So Mookie, M-U-K-K-I, he's the guy who also built the swap score, the swap dash, all the Excel sheets that you know. So congrats, you've won 400 swap. And all of those stats we're going to be porting onto a web page. I know a lot of people have been asking. We're incredibly excited to build this because Discord, Telegram, I know the team knows this isn't scalable. This isn't what the everyday normal person wants to check out for their news. So we're going to be we are actively building out the website in an immense way so that you can check in on your dash score, your swap score. You can check in all the announcements. You can see what's happening. You can see where the airdrops went. And although that's a lot of information, it's going to be organized in a really easy to use and easy to navigate manner. Right on. Okay, cool. So now I believe I'm going to share my screen because now it's the giveaway section for the NFTs. And then we're going to pop into the AMA. I'm smiling because it's kind of difficult to do this. But anyways, let's rock and roll. It's difficult just because there's so many numbers. Okay, so I'll share my screen here. Okay, sharing. So you guys should be able to see this. All right, so how this works is whatever, let's say this address here, and we're not showing this full address. I mean, I don't think things are going to get doxxed, but whatever. We're just trying to be a little extra safe. So this address here has a swap score of 772. That means they have 772 entries into this potential draw here. You know, this guy has 19, so you can see that 791 is 19 above 772. So that makes a lot of sense. That, you know, 19 more. So for example, if the number 700 is picked, number 2 wins. If the number 780 is picked, this guy wins. So you want whichever number is higher, the next highest. So again, like let's say it's 4,000. Well, it would be this guy here, number 6. Okay, cool. So there is 27,165 yada yada. So that is random.org. This isn't blockchain based, but I mean, you guys can see I'm doing this live. Comments are rolling in. I've been chatting with you guys. So let's just try out the first one here. Boom, generate. Gotta get my face out of the way. All right, and this is the part that's gonna be difficult for me. I'm like, it's hard to see. There's no commas in here. So now we're going down to 26 million. Maybe I could scroll this a little bit over. Oh, okay. Gonna have to minimize that a bit. Bear with me, guys. So we're gonna be doing 25 now. I'll have to keep track somewhere. Okay, so 26 million. Dang, this is gonna take a while, but bear with me, guys. 26 million. 48. I wish there was a cleaner way to do this. This was just what we could come up with in the last little bit here. 483. This guy here, this guy's the winner. Boom. So I'm gonna highlight this in green, and we have the TrustSwap team that will be, whoop, that's the wrong one. There we go. They've just popped in. Come on. Now you guys see my proficiency in Excel. This is really shining through. I think we'll maybe take this one out. What am I doing, man? This is out of control. 4, 8. No, that's not lower, Jeff. 26 million, 4, 8, 5, 4, 8, 4. This is going to be a pain in the ass. I'm going to have to open the chat somewhere. I'm going to have to open Telegram, and you guys can tell me if I'm doing something wrong. Okay, so here's my Telegram open. I'm gonna have it. See if you guys are like, no, Jeff, you picked the wrong one, you dyslexic idiot. Let me know there, because this is gonna be a little bit of a process. Okay, right on. That's number 1. Number 2, I think this is gonna speed up pretty dang quick. Okay, so now I gotta get my face out of the way. You might not have seen that. 167. Is that 16 million? Again, I gotta verify. This is not the best way to do it, but it's what we had. The joys of being in early on a company. That's what we're seeing right here. Well, that one was easy. Okay, that one was easy. You know what we can actually do? I think the easiest way to do this is recorded. So I'm just gonna hit 25 buttons or 23 more. And then after the fact, we're just gonna come in and check this spreadsheet. Otherwise, we're gonna be here for 25 more minutes, and let's not do that. So I'm gonna hit the button 23 more times. Okay. There's 1, so that's number 3. Here is number 4. Awesome, this is way better. Here is number 5. Here is number 6. And so we are going to be posting all these addresses as well, so don't worry. I know you guys can't check if you won or not yet. Here is number 7. Here is number 8. Here is number 9, 10, 11. This is way faster. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and finally 25. Okay, right on. Awesome. That was way easier than the other way that we were going to do it. Glad we pivoted midway on that one. Okay, sweet. So let me see if anyone in the comments said, no, you messed that up. Okay, good idea to speed things up. Great. Okay, I'm glad you guys agree. So that is done now. So now we're just going to hop right into the AMA section. This is recording to the cloud, so we'll be able to go over this. And the NFTs will just be sent directly to your ERC20 wallet. So you will be able to check in Etherscan. There's a little tab that says ERC 721. Then all you have to do is go on OpenSea.io, and you will be able to buy, sell, trade, whatever these NFTs. The address, if you want to be able to check out the collection, it's a app.rarible.com/TrustSwap/collectibles. So Rarible is RARIBLE.com/TrustSwap/collectibles. And you're going to see the full 25 in there. And then you'll be able to navigate from there to OpenSea and see everyone who's holding these tickets. We anticipate to have these tickets minted and distributed within the next 3 hours maximum. And so we'll be able to get rolling on that very, very soon. Can you paste the link here, they ask? Yes, I will do that right now. This is going into the Zoom chat. All right, there you guys go. Right on, checking Telegram, boom, boom, boom. Okay, nothing to look at there. We're gonna pop to the AMA and let's rock and roll, guys. Let me grab a sip of water. Throat's getting a little dry. And also, if there's some good questions coming up in the chat, I'll check in with those as well. Pardon me. Actually, I'm gonna mute real quick. All right. Perfect. First question, how will we know who wins the live drawing? Boom, you just saw it. We will also link that spreadsheet so that you guys can see what the spreadsheet was and you can verify against the recording. Will the NFT Launchpad system be ready for the launch after Aubit? Unfortunately, likely not. We'll probably do the hybrid one more time, and then I anticipate that we'll have the NFT ticket system totally ready. By the way, thanks for the hard work. So many awesome ideas and such fast development. TrustSwap will be huge in the future. Thank you very much. And I definitely agree. We have been working super fast and going for big scale. And I think that comes with its pros and its cons. You know, obviously, if we're going fast and we're going hard, you tend to make mistakes on the way. And unfortunately, that happened with our branding and messaging, and we paid the price for that. And so now it's rebuild time, and I'm happy and excited to be in that rebuild phase. Okay, right on. When will TrustSwap start to launch 2 projects a month after the Aubit launch? Depends on who is applying for the Launchpad and what their timelines want to be. And we're always working with these projects also to refine their tokenomics and strategies so that it fits the Launchpad. Because a project coming in trying to raise $20 million, you know, for example, that doesn't fit. We want projects raising, you know, a normal amount of money so that we can get them filled right away and kind of have the excitement really high. Isaiah asks, how will future airdrops work with staking and dash score? With long-term stakers having a higher score, or will dash score be greater in the long run? Also with staking, will there be exclusive airdrops only available to stakers? Okay, so maybe I'll try to work this backwards. So the projects who airdrop to the swap community, they decide who they airdrop to. So they might airdrop to the holders, they might airdrop to the stakers. That's totally up to them. For example, if they're a project who does not want US participants, it may be more wise for them to airdrop to the stakers. So swap score and dash score are used for 2 different things right now. Obviously, the dash is for participation in the Launchpad projects with this current system, and then swap score is what's going to be used for the NFT ticket system. Okay. All right, this is the big one. But I'll dive in because it looks pretty good. Pazera asks, Could you describe how the escrow service would work? I can imagine that one part transfers money to the escrow smart contracts when the agreement is met. Da, 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 da. Okay, so first I'll just answer that question. So essentially, you have two people funding the contract, and then once the contract is funded from both sides, then the contract executes. So it's not going to execute before, so there's no risk, or unless the code gets hacked. It's already been audited though, so the chances of that are extremely, extremely unlikely. If the code works, there's no way for only one side to put in their part of the deal. So that's how that works. Okay, he says, I believe the reason why people pay so much to the middleman lawyer is because he can evaluate if the work is done according to the agreement. How can software replace a human in this case? Yeah, so super easy. Have the funds come in from either side. It's a simple binary yes, no. And if yes on both sides, then execute the agreement. And then he says, the white paper says about event milestone-based payment. How can a milestone accomplished be determined by software? So this is a very good question. Event-based payment is something that's a little bit more complex because event-based payment cannot be done by software because there are events that are subjective, like, or maybe you need an oracle, a person oracle, like did this article get published on X website? Even then, I'm sure there could be software, but there are things that are subjective that you need people to be able to do, like, oh, did this guy go on this live stream on this YouTube channel? You know, I don't know if there's software or if it makes sense to build software for that. It makes a lot more sense to have a consensus, a consortium of people who are holding both a native token and holding swap, who make decisions and votes based on if these events happened or not. So that's in the process of building. We have not yet started on building event-based payments. That's definitely in the roadmap. Okay, right on. So yeah, it'll be people who do the verification, not software, for event-based payments. Okay, okay. Hold on. I see MobiPay raised 900,000 from TrustSwap Launchpad. What % fees did TrustSwap get from this? And what was the fee used to buy back swap from the exchange? So MobiPay raised 900,000. I believe they were raising more. I'm not sure exactly on the exact numbers. No, was it 900,000? Anyways, for Launchpad projects currently, 5% of the fee goes directly to the Swap Foundation. So obviously we have expenses, we have employees, we're a business, we're a company, and we need to build, scale, and grow that company. If we're going to be reaching out to OTC desks and building out connections and networking, you know, we just can't be giving everything away to token holders. You know, this isn't just some kind of DeFi, set it and forget it coin. This is something this is a company that sells software that needs to scale. And so that 5% goes to the Swap Foundation so we can continue to scale, so that in the future, more rewards can be distributed to the holders. This is kind of like a Lord of the Flies thing. It's like, do you kill the pig so that you can feed everyone right now? Or do you let that pregnant pig give birth to little more baby pigs? Now you have more to eat. So weird analogy if you haven't seen Lord of the Flies, but that's the analogy. We're playing the long game here, and that is why currently it goes to the foundation. We obviously have opened up about the possibility that some of the ETH fees coming in from the software will be used to buy back swap from exchanges and then have that swap distributed to stakers. That is not being implemented yet, nor is that something that we have started on. This is just a soft idea. We don't want to start really going hard on this until we start actually bringing in large fees, because if we say, hey, we're doing all the ETH buybacks now, well, it's not going to make that big of an impact. We're not bringing in that many fees. So this is something that we're looking at once the fees really start rolling in. Okay, we got someone, the Ox has you hear my squeaky chair, I need an upgrade. 8 questions, and I will go through all of them. As I'm drinking, someone says, Lord of the Flies, good. Definitely watch Lord of the Flies. It's, I think, as a crypto trader, if you don't watch Lord of the Flies, you're missing out on how to trade. I think, or maybe that's the wrong statement, but I think Lord of the Flies separates crypto traders from crypto investors or long-term holders. Maybe I'll just say that. So it's a really good psychological movie to watch. I quite like it. And I don't think I've read the book, but the movie was good. Okay, firstly, I'd like to say well done to the team. Couldn't be more bullish on the future of TrustSwap, especially after today's announcement. Team are delivering utility in a big way. Yes, thank you. That's the idea. I think once everyone starts cutting through the noise, and I'll just say that, I think people can really see that we are doing great things, so I appreciate that. 2, it seems steps Great steps are being made in getting money flowing through the contracts and therefore starting to see staking rewards. Are there estimated timescale for when the team expect high volumes of transactions through these contracts and regular staking rewards as a result? Regular high volume use of the product will be undeniably bullish. Yes, yes, very, very well thought out thought. And that's it. So that's exactly what we're working on right now, is getting into these escrow desks, these OTC desks, because that's where the big volume happens. That's where the big swap rewards are going to come through to stakers. So that is being actively worked on. Timelines, tough to say. Could be 1 month, could be 4 months, somewhere in there. Could be sooner as well. Mandala Exchange is ramping up. And also with Mandala Exchange, once we have this service integrated, we're white labeling that to multiple exchanges as well. So it's not like this is exclusive to Mandala. The idea is we can plug this into any exchange, whether it's Huobi or Binance or OKX. Maybe well, maybe OKX needs it. Talking really fast, my throat's drying out. Great to hear that the team are third point, great to hear that the team are accelerating the delivery of smart subscriptions from original dates. Can we please have an updated time scale on this? Very excited to hear what the latest is. So subscriptions is still being worked on. We don't have a timeline on it, to be transparent. Yeah, I can't give a date estimate. Still working on it. Listing on DeFi section of CoinGecko. Yeah, so I'll message Daryl again, because we should be on there. We have our product live yet. It just hasn't been in my awareness to get on there. But I'll message him and let's get on there. Pardon me. Point 5, liquidity locking is a great demonstration of the, sorry guys, of the team taking on board issues and adapting to provide better solutions. Thank you. He says that was a comment. Number 6, you'll probably appreciate this question less. Okay, but I'm going to hold your feet to the fire on it, as it has been previously mentioned as an ambition of the project, not naming names. Has there been any mention of further top tier exchange listings? Are these still in the pipeline? Yeah. So this is a really good way to say when Binance or when X exchange. So this is definitely still on our roadmap. I think a lot of people see that I'm incredibly bullish and on DEXs and incredibly bearish on centralized exchanges. That said, I understand the nature of the beast, and centralized exchanges are needed. So there's only a few that we're really looking at going for, just because of our price action right now. I think these listings aren't as attractive. So there's going to be a little bit of a consolidation phase, I'm sure, before one of these major listings gets pushed through. And I think that's quite all right, because these listings cost an arm and a leg regardless. Like, we're talking near $1 million. So anyways. Mobile app and integration with non-crypto company is an unexpected announcement. Can you please elaborate? Unfortunately, not on that one. Number 8, what is the most exciting thing for you in the short term coming up? In other words, what is making you bullish AF? Definitely the escrows. Once we start doing millions of dollars of deal throw through these escrows, I think you already kind of highlighted on this, the aux, it's undeniably, as you say, undeniably bullish. So that's what I'm really excited about. Sorry guys, throat. Zena says, big supporter here. Some questions below could be read as critic. Okay, but they aren't. And now a few questions regarding escrow service. How's it going so far? Yes, so as mentioned, we have the escrow, but that's just like a simple swap. So we're building out the vesting periods, and that should be live very shortly now. And I think once we have those vesting periods, that's when things get really interesting. There's also potential that we create like an entire escrow marketplace where people are saying, hey, listen, I want to sell these tokens in bulk for this discount over this vesting period. And so it's like, if you want to get discounted tokens, this is the place to come. Of course, a lot of people say don't spread yourself too thin, and we're taking that to heart. So step by step, that's not in the short term, but that's definitely something we're looking at. How big is the market in terms of volume, and how much you're aiming to capture? It's billions upon billions. Escrow services, crypto subscriptions, decentralized exchanges, each one is $1 billion sector. Are you worried about competitors copying the product? Why should they get only 0.2% with us while they can get 0.7% by themselves? Well, I mean, if someone's copying our product and charging more, well, they're not being very competitive. So I mean, that's one answer. To kind of go in, like liquidity, LID, liquidity something protocol, they're doing liquidity locks, and I believe it costs a decent amount, and so we just offer them for free. I'm not going to go speculate too much, but I think they were behind a lot of the FUD that came with the Hatch DAO incident. So we just decided, you know what, let's check out their business model and just offer it for free. So that was our rebuttal, our formal rebuttal. How can swap holders verify that all the fees went through token economics? Don't know if I understand that question. Obviously, Etherscan is fully transparent, so you can just check on Etherscan. Okay, do you think an optimal strategy to have different token economics based on the payment? Oh, okay, so they're saying, does it make sense to have payments in ETH rather than just swap? Well, some people just like simplicity, and so they do want to pay in ETH. So thank you for those questions. Appreciate that. Okay, moving on. Let me check. Okay, hold on. So I'll pop over to the Zoom. Okay, so someone's saying, uptrend, TrustSwap, chain games, how do you keep focused and on track with all these projects? Isn't it better to focus on making one top 100 coin first at least? Well, chain games, I'm just not on the advisory team, so I'm not too hands-on there. And then TrustSwap and uptrend, I mean, I'm balancing them just fine. So uptrend is still the most engaged blockchain-based social media platform in the world, period. And TrustSwap is starting to become quite a foundational pillar in smart contract services so as a software service. So I'm doing just fine, guys. And I'm living in the mountains now. So I've got my fresh air. Actually, my window's open right now. This is a green screen. This isn't actually my office. I'm kind of in like a little humble home right here. It's like this town is like 30,000 people. Love it here. And yeah, I got my window open, fresh air. So I'm energized. I'm feeling good. I got definitely enough energy for everything. All right. How's the dashboard coming along where everyone can see common questions, FAQs, upcoming airdrops, launchpads, etc.? Yep. So we actually hired an entire firm to kind of build out all of our dashboards, all of our stats, and that's actually actively in progress. I would anticipate within the next week or so, you're going to start seeing some things added to the website that will be the foundational layer for starting all of this. Someone says meditate. Yeah, definitely do. Definitely do. So there's a lot of questions about uptrend. So I'm just going to address it now, and then we're going to be done with it. So this is a TrustSwap stream. This is an uptrend. Uptrend is a totally separate project managed by a totally separate team of 80 people. TrustSwap is a totally separate project managed with a team of about 20 people right now, and they don't overlap, guys. So TrustSwap's best interest is with TrustSwap. Uptrend's best interest is with uptrend. People say, talk a lot about the uptrend token price around here. Unfortunately, it is what it is. It's a fundamental game. I don't really concern myself with the price that much because all my job is to build and to get the word out. And it's the most engaged blockchain social media platform in the world. If that doesn't say something, I don't know what does. So you guys can do the math on the rest of it. You want to talk about price, you want to talk about updates. We have our mobile apps coming out. So anyways, I'll leave it at that, guys. And let's keep this swap related. Cool. Ben says, if a resident whale, blue name, if a lottery system is being used for the NFT for Aubit, what about an unweighted lottery system for the rest of the pre-sale to avoid the first come, first serve fiasco of network problems? Basically, anyone with so he's coming with an idea. Basically, anyone with 2,000 or higher dash will automatically get entered. And from those entries, they will randomly select a certain amount. Would it allow people who are at work? Okay, so he's saying, rather than first come, first serve, why don't we randomly select people? Well, we want to make sure that we're selecting enough people, because how many is enough? Like, let's say there's 400 slots for Aubit. And so we're like, okay, we're going to select 400 people. Well, we just ran a poll on Twitter and about 1/3 of the people said they were participating in Aubit. 1/3 says they were not going to, or they're going to wait for the next one. 1/3 said they weren't eligible, so likely from the United States. And 1/3 said they were in. So that means out of 400 people that are allowed, if we send those messages, well, now we only got 100 and some people coming in. So we're undersubscribed. So then what's the solution? Okay, well, now we just have to anticipate that only 1/3 of the people are going to say yes. So now we've upped it to, let's say 1,200 people that we whitelist. Well, it's too much of a guess. So, and I mean, we could do first come, first serve for those guys too. But now it seems like there's just too many layers and too many complexities. And so it's a good idea But I think for this one, we're just going to keep going, keep the consistency, keep the messaging as it has always been. And then in the future, as you guys can see, we're always upgrading, always iterating. Each time the Launchpad has happened, I feel it has gotten better by a margin. So I hope that answers the question. We're going to continue to iterate. The Aubit one is locked in as it is for right now. Right on. Boop-a-doop-a-doom. Okay, still in the Discord AMA, the current lottery system seems fair. This is from, okay, I can't even pronounce that name. The more risk you take, the higher your chances of winning are. That's correct. The more you stake, the higher your chances of winning. Wouldn't be fair to give someone who bought 200,000 worth of swap the same chances of winning someone who only bought $20 worth. So that was more of a comment, I guess, from that person. And I agree. At the start, we really wanted to incentivize everybody. It doesn't matter how much you're holding, as long as you've been holding for a long time. Now we're starting to shift more to like, hey, listen, if you're a firm supporter in this project, if you're holding a substantial amount, you're going to be rewarded for such. And I think that creates a really strong economic gain, or game theory, I guess you could say, is the more you hold, the more you're going to get rewarded. The more you stake, the more you get rewarded. Right on. Cool. Let's pop to the Zoom. And I'll keep this within an hour. Let me see. I'll also check. Well, so we still got 121 people in here. Cool. So it's actually still growing. That's very cool. Thanks for the swap staking drop yesterday. It was nice of you, Jeff. Any news for the upcoming month until swap starts to create its own fees and staking rewards? Yeah, so I went through a lot of this at the beginning of the stream. I'm not going to double dip on it. So just kind of rewind this stream, but lots of great stuff coming. Big Bear, one of my good buddies. He says, congrats on the move to the mountains. Thank you very much. Quick question. Do you foresee swap being integrated into the MobiPay ecosystem as a spendable currency through their debit card and payments app? So I can't comment on that, but if I think you guys, yeah, I can't comment on that, but I won't do the eyebrows thing again. But anyways, we're looking good. Our biggest unsolved problem in crypto is the nominee in case of the death. Private key is lost. When does that? Oh, so instant will execution. So that would be, yeah, that one's not being built yet. And that one is, I wouldn't say in the near term roadmap. It's just it's a niche use case that's not going to get a ton of volume right off the start. So it's not a priority for us at this point in time. Yeah, no, I'll just kind of leave it at that. Just reading through. Has there been any thought into running a contest or airdrop strictly for USA citizens? So, I mean, we don't airdrop to USA citizens because it's you're not allowed to airdrop to USA citizens. So, no, unfortunately. You guys have a interesting country down there. Lots of regulatory hurdles. Okay, Luke Scotty says, any progress on the separate team working on the DEX or other reward streams? I know it's still super early. Don't think Launchpad projects will be sufficient enough. What would be cool is if you could enter a staking time and if people unstake early. So it's kind of lots of thoughts kind of mashed together there. Maybe we'll try to dissect them. So the DEX is still in the works. It's going to be taking a while. Like this is not a couple month endeavor. This is a long-term thing. So I won't sugarcoat that. It doesn't exist. I think a lot of the software that we've created so far doesn't exist because I don't know why it doesn't exist, but the DEX, I feel it's like there's just a lot of intricacies to it. There's a lot of moving parts. So that one will take a little bit of time. So the Angel King says, is the ticket process we are seeing with the Aubit presale indicative of how the ticket system will function? I'm assuming they mean in the future. So in the future, how it's going to work, I kind of went over it again, but I'll go super, super quick. So what happens is if you have 1,000 swap score, you are going to get 1,000 tickets, entry lottery tickets for the Aubit presale draw, let's say, or let's just say new project presale draw. And let's say someone else has a swap score of 10,000. Well, they have a 10x times larger chance of getting drawn than you do. So your swap score is directly proportional to how many entries you have into the draw. And you can get drawn as many times as you want, but you can only enter once. So that means if you get picked 5 times, well, great, you have 5 guaranteed entries into this new project. And you can sell those on OpenSea or trade them or whatever, or if you want to get in, you can buy them. So That's how it's going to work. Okay. Okay, now they're just talking back and forth a little bit. Yeah, so someone says, with all the recent centralized exchange nonsense going on, are the TrustSwap team still looking to get TrustSwap listed onto new exchanges? So real talk here, guys, unless it's one of the big ones, it really doesn't matter. And this is my opinion. And I think a lot of people are going to disagree with me, but we're going to do it anyways. My opinion is even listings on Binance don't really matter. And I'm just going to flat out say it. Because you see projects who get listed on Binance. I don't know if you guys have actually looked at the charts for the projects who've been listing on Binance lately. Obviously, that's a vertical that we are looking at. But here's the chart. It goes boop, straight up, and then straight back down. And then it usually dumps because people are like, oh, the Binance listing is over. What else are we going to look forward to? So centralized exchange listings are a real silver lining. Yeah, you get a little bit more access to people who can insert capital and stuff like that. But in my mind, we're already on centralized exchanges. We're already rolling on Poloniex. Poloniex is no harder to use, or Gate.io is no harder to use than Binance. And Uniswap is the king. It's all about liquidity. People think when you list on Binance, you're going to get liquidity. Here's the reality of the situation. Whether it's Binance or one of these other large ones, to get listed, you need to provide your own liquidity. So let's say the listing fee is $1 million in ETH. They're going to say, okay, the listing fee is $1 million, and we're going to need you to provide $250,000 of liquidity on the ETH and the swap side. So your listing fee is like 1.5, and the liquidity didn't come from thin air. The liquidity came from the company, and the company has to pay for a market maker to be able to, keep the spread thin and yada yada. So it's incredibly expensive. And Uniswap is the solution to all this. Zero listing fees. It's pretty dang easy to use. Everyone's comfortable with it. There's lots of projects out there that only have Uniswap and are doing pretty dang good. And someone says Binance is only good to promote the project. And I mean, how everyone says, oh, once you list here, there's going to be such excitement. Here's a question for you. When have you ever seen an exchange list a project and then you said to yourself, oh, now it's time to buy it? That doesn't really ever happen. Maybe there's a couple of you thinking, I do that. I'm pretty sure you're in the large minority. And then the volume on these exchanges, most of it is wash traded volume. I don't know if people know that, but I would say over 95% of centralized exchange volume is wash trading, meaning that they're just trading back and forth with themselves just to inflate the numbers. And again, what I love about Uniswap is there's not really wash trading that happens at all. I mean, sure, you can build a bot for it, yada, yada. It's not common practice yet. The only thing that happens is bots front running the orders, which adds a little bit more volume. But Uniswap is just beautiful. You guys know I love Uniswap. That said, I know a lot of people are excited about centralized exchanges, so we are going after the top ones. Someone says, will these golden tickets expire after the pre-sale is over, or will it keep a reserved place open for longer? So the golden tickets only for that project. The entry tickets, once you can claim, you get like, let's say every project, like 3 projects come along and you get 1,000 tickets each. Well, you can claim those tickets, you can keep them in like the storage vault, but essentially as soon as you allocate the tickets, the entry tickets, they get burned. So then they're gone. And so the entry tickets are, you can hold them, but you can only use them once, and you can hold them for as long as you want, and you can accrue more. So if you only have a swap score of 1,000 and you want to, build up 10,000, you can do that and then throw 10,000 at one particular project. And then, yeah, for the golden tickets, that only works for the one project. Okay, and I think we are almost at the end here. Yeah. So someone says, ever thought of a marketplace for peer-to-peer swaps where individuals can share what they are willing to trade and find the other half of the trade with this marketplace? Yep, 100%. That's what I was talking about earlier on the call, like a straight up marketplace for all coins. People can find the coins they want at a discount. And awesome. When can you stake? And then a new question just rolled in. When can you stake more without unstaking? And then actually Lucky Bella just answered, estimated to be at end of the week. Obviously that's in a couple days. Could be like Monday or Tuesday. The devs take Sunday off. I don't like to paint too tight of deadlines, but it will be estimated to be pretty cool and pretty soon, sorry. All right, so I'll finish up on the questions on Zoom, and then I think that's pretty good. 50-minute stream. I'm really glad that we didn't go one by one on those draw tickets. Wow, that would have been a nightmare. Um, all right. Very confident in the near and long-term future of TrustSwap. This platform will be one of the great gateways for institutional investors in the crypto space. By the way, Gilded's partnership is so underrated. Nelson, my man, you get it. The Gilded partnership is massive. And yeah, institutions are exactly who we're targeting, and VCs as well. So if anyone's not familiar with the Gilded partnership, essentially what we're doing is we're creating a dashboard which essentially allows every project or any project to upload their financials to be transparently viewable by anybody who's participating in that token or anyone in the community at all. You know, we have publicly traded companies in this space, and they've released their financials. With crypto, everything's behind the scenes. And I understand that people want to have privacy, but I don't think that crypto companies should hide behind privacy. I think their financials should be out in the open. So that is what we're going to be doing, and providing that service for the people. Okay. What's the additional new incentive for stakers the team was going to announce? So that's going to be 10,000 swap per day sent directly to the staking rewards. You'll be able to see those flow in, and we're using the TrustSwap software multi-send for that. Right on. Why can't U.S. residents stake? Just because of the regulatory issues in the U.S. The security laws, the Howey laws, all very, very strict. I won't comment too much more on that. And will they be able to soon, they ask? Don't think so, unless anything changes in the United States. Right on. Jay says, where do the 10K tokens come from? It comes from the TrustSwap Foundation wallet. So we have a decent amount of tokens in there. I think 14 million or so left. So obviously it's not a forever thing that we're going to be creating this stimulus package, but we do want to incentivize early stakers to get some early momentum in that staking portal, fill it up. So yes, still some questions coming in. I'll try to wrap these up real quick. Will you be announcing partners who will use your crypto subscription software, same as you announced Launchpad projects? No, we won't. We have learned our lesson, and unless it's somebody incredibly reputable, we will not be announcing whoever uses our crypto subscription software. We may, however, have some kind of list on the website that just lists off objectively, which contracts have interacted with the software, so people can see just that, facts and data, and that's it. The Mobi swap, when is that one of those tokens going to be distributed? The snapshot has taken place already, and the distribution happens in 6 months according to the vesting period. So that is when that one is happening. And the Aubit, that was an ERC20. I don't think that, I'll have to check in with that team on when they're going to be distributing. But yeah, 1%, that's an ERC20 token, will land right in your wallet. Boom. All right, guys, that is it. Awesome. Thank you very much for sticking with me. 110 participants still in the chat. That's awesome to see. I'll upload this to YouTube, and we will get that sheet out so you can verify your ETH address. We'll also post all the winning addresses, or I'll have to check in with the team about the best way. So I know some of the team was concerned about doxing ETH addresses, but I think, well, people will be able to see who won the tickets anyway. So we'll chat internally about the best way to go about this, and we will get those tickets out to you guys super, super quick. And yeah, much love, guys, and see you later.